Guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me tell y'all something. I have been like the biggest lip gloss person. I got so many. I've been stocking up. So I made a trip to Ulta the other day and I had to get another lip oil. This is what it looks like. I got it on right now. Just because it's bright pink don't mean it comes out bright pink. I'm just a lip gloss person. It gives it a good pink tint. And if you're looking for a lip gloss and the good that keep your lip oily, this is it. I love these. I just want to show you guys because I'm obsessed with these. I also have an orange one. It's like a good orange tint. It don't make your lips orange. It's just like a tint. But seriously, I've been like really into lip oils, y'all. I love Essence, by the way. That's the brand. Just want to show y'all that because I'm like glossed up today. So look, we are talking about another major crime today. We're going to be reacting to a long crime video like we always do because y'all, I don't really talk much about, I don't think I talk much about family murders that much because, you know, I got y'all the list on like my list of crimes I have to like react to and talk about. It's a long document. I constantly add up on there, but then I kind of get sidetracked and go on YouTube and I'd be like, oh my God, what happened here? And then I want to talk about a video on here. Like this wasn't even on my list today, but I had to talk about it because I was like, these families, y'all, we have a couple who's been married 30 years. Have 6 children together, live in $1 million home, and a murder-suicide happened. Supposedly, allegedly, so far, until I watched this video, the man is accused of killing his wife and then himself. So you'd be like, how did, I feel like this is actually that saying when you be like, you literally had it all. You had a whole family. You had like, it seemed like y'all had y'all life together. What happened? And the son found the bodies. So that's even more frightening. We're just going to jump right into it because I'm actually really curious about what happened because y'all know I'm going to have some opinions. So let's get into it.
Beyond help.
Yeah, yes.
A newly released 911 phone call is revealing details about what may have led up to a murder-suicide of a husband and wife out in Utah last month. It details the moments the couple were discovered dead in their home by one of their own children. We'll break down this case with Utah criminal defense attorney Sky Lazaro. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So we have this call that comes in on June 20th at around 12:40 in the afternoon out in American Fork, Utah. That might ring your ears, by the way, because you might remember that location from our Ruby Franke, Jody Hildebrandt coverage here on Sidebar. But putting that to the side, here, a caller is saying he found 57-year-old Olin Johnson.
Okay, let's hurry up and talk about how they look. First of all, really nice looking couple, very fit. Looks can be deceiving as always, y'all. Like there's always something else going on. Just because they had like the perfect house, the perfect like life, in shape, look good, I guess we're gonna figure out what happened.
Johnson and his wife, 52-year-old Carolyn Johnson, both shot to death. And the 911 caller is not identified by name or otherwise, other than the fact that he references the victims as being his dad and mom.
I think my dad killed my mom and then he killed himself.
Making clear that this was the couple's son, one of 6 children in the Johnson family. And based on the investigation, it appeared that Olin had shot and killed his wife, Carolyn, moments before fatally shooting himself in the couple's $1.34 million home. Married apparently 32 years. Now the son tells
They was such a nice looking couple. Oh my God, that's a long time, 30 years. They were good looking back then, even now. You know, rest in peace to her, till we see what happened. Oh my God, dang, that's sad. And the kids obviously weren't living there. They're in their 50s now, so all their kids most likely out of the homes. Probably some of them probably living there. I don't know, living situations. But dang, shot to death. Let me get my theory, y'all. I always got a theory. I know I have nothing to go on, but I feel like maybe he was tired or something and they was arguing and he just got fed up and I don't know. I don't know about this one, y'all. Let me stop talking.
Dispatcher that he does see a gun in the home and he reveals a little bit about the couple's past.
Have they been violent? Do they have a history of fighting or?
No, but there's been a lot of drama recently in the household just within the past 4 days.
The son didn't quite expand upon the, quote, drama that had been happening in the days leading up to this incident, but he did refer back to a possible domestic dispute between the couple in the past.
There was one instance of like a year or two ago that I think my mom, I don't know, my dad was chucking stuff around the house. He had a he went to jail for a little bit, but nothing like, I don't think like contact physically.
The day after this couple was found, police classified the killing as a murder-suicide. And what's also bizarre about this situation is that according to the New York Post, in the days leading up to this tragedy, there's really no other way to describe it, it's a tragedy, Olin had posted a kind of worrisome caption to his now privatized social media page, and it was next to a photo of himself on a motorcycle. He wrote, quote, "No matter how crappy a person I am, motorcycles always love me back. Oh, and skiing. Skiing loves me too." Now, police haven't revealed a potential motive in the shooting. They're continuing to investigate. According to Olin's LinkedIn profile, he's the owner of Simtech Modular, which manufactures modular panels for force-on-force training for paintball and airsoft. It also lists he previously had experience in the small arms industry, doing large projects such as firing ranges at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Both he and Carolyn were graduates of Brigham Young University, where she was an adjunct faculty member in the School of Music. And there's a GoFundMe page that has been created by friends of the family. It's raised nearly $90,000. In a joint obituary, it describes Olin as always calm, thoughtful, kind, and professional, with a compassion for those in need. And then regarding Carolyn, it says that Carolyn filled her life with beauty, faith, optimism, and a quality of life that led others to gravitate to her, and that Carolyn's life was marked by her devotion to her family and her passion for music. But it also states, as we cope with immense sorrow, mourning the loss of Carolyn, our beautiful mother, daughter, and sister, we also mourn for Olin, despite his actions. We are overwhelmed with love and support from the community and express our deepest appreciation and gratitude. If you or someone you love is in crisis, please reach out for help.
I guess you could say being respectful, okay, but no. I guess since it was 30 years, their friends know them, I can respect it, but no. After they found out that stuff, because they said despite his actions, they know, he wouldn't, with me, you're not getting an obituary. Also, I see what people was talking about. People was in the comments of this video talking about they're millionaires, why do they have a GoFundMe for the children? People still like to be respectful, okay? I know what they mean. It's like, I'm pretty sure they getting some money, but you know what? Let them do what they do. It'll help the kids out. Even though I'm pretty sure they don't need it, it'll help them out. I don't know, let me not get into the rich people's lives. They look like they were doing good, okay? They had like job, like were good graduates, all back in the day. They really good life. The tip of this is the motorcycle comment. He said, no matter what, motorcycles will love me back. Also, skiing would love him back. So obviously there was some marriage issues. And think about it, it's been 30 years. But why not just leave? Why you gotta kill somebody? And why would you want to kill yourself? Y'all not going to the same place here. Y'all, come on now, they're not going to the same place. It's like, why take her life? Like, what was the point? But dang, I swear, I don't know what goes on in a marriage. I've never been married, especially, like, I've never been married ever. I was about to say I've never been married for 30 years, but I haven't been married. I don't know what it is to look at somebody's face 30 years and not get tired of them, because I feel like I would. But maybe I won't. I don't know until that happens. Maybe I get tired of that person, but still love them. I said but, because y'all don't know. I would hope I would love the man. But, like, you'd be like, dang, how can it get so bad? But I'm really surprised they gave him an obituary. I wouldn't give that man nothing. I don't care. Well, you took her life and then you ruined the family. Also, I'm very surprised that the son, he was like, I'm talking about, I probably wouldn't even be able to talk when the police called. Like, I was surprised how calm. He was like a little bit calm, but you could tell he was shaken up. Or maybe just, he was in shock, we'll say that. He sounded like he was in shock. I don't think I'd be able to, like, a voice, like nothing, a word won't even be able to form if it was me. I wouldn't be able to say anything. That's just me, though. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. But that's really heartbreaking to know both of your parents are dead and they're never coming back. I know it's harsh. It's very forward, but that's really sad. They have 6 children. Now they have no parents. Dang. That's crazy. let's get back into it.
All right, so joining me right now is Utah criminal defense attorney Sky Lazaro. Sky, thanks so much for coming on. What a case. I think it's really plagued by how much we don't know than what we do know. What does an investigation look like this now, considering the fact that, you have what appears to be a murder-suicide, there's no criminal defendant. What do the police look for right now?
I don't know how much they're going to do on these. These are always tragic situations. Obviously, you can't charge someone who's deceased, and I don't know exactly how much of an investigation they'll actually do into what happened or why it happened, other than to make sure, any of those kids are placed safely, if they're minors, or have resources available to them.
Oh, are they minors?
How often do you see cases like this? By the way,
I think
apparent murder-suicide, 32 years married? Have you seen any?
Yeah, and what is it, 6 kids? Just awful. We see these every so often. I think this happens. I actually looked through some, criminal history that's available in Utah to see if there was anything prior. There was one incident from a few years ago that had been dismissed. I think these are unfortunate. It's hard to know what's going through people's minds at the time that they would do this and leave their family and, take the other spouse with them.
Talk to me about that idea that, and we've talked about this so many times here on the show, that when someone commits a crime or someone allegedly commits a crime and we look at their history and we say, well, how come they weren't locked up? How come this wasn't prevented? It seemed there were warning signs. When you see something, again, an alleged horrific act of domestic violence here, a man accused of killing his wife and then turning the gun on himself, why is it difficult to play Monday morning quarterback with that?
I think in a lot of these cases there is no history. Maybe there was some contention in the marriage, maybe there were financial problems, maybe somebody has, sort of a midlife crisis. But, I think we see these just as often where someone had no warning signs as, maybe someone who has a history of domestic violence. Probably actually more often, there are no, court, things that we can look at, or criminal history factors that we can look at that would explain it. I think these are really inexplainable acts, and how people get to this place is kind of beyond most of our comprehension, I think.
And I think that's the weird part about it all, is that you just don't know. Especially when somebody don't have history. A lot of the crimes that I react to on here, about everybody has like a history of violence or like domestic abuse. Like back in the day that got thrown out the window. Somebody like killed and came back for some reason. The cases weren't taken. Like basically, I'm saying there were signs and there were like history. This couple had no history. There was one, like she said, one incident and it was like dropped. It wasn't as serious. So with stuff like this, you'd be like, what happened? I guess only thing you can look at is like the mental aspect of it. Was he losing his company? Was he like tired of living with her? Was he tired of his life? Also, how old are these kids? I would hope they weren't minors, but people do have kids in their 40s, so that's actually possible. People have kids in their 50s. That's actually possible too. It's like a rare occasion, but it happens. But I feel like with this, you can only look at like the mental aspect, because that's all you can go on. And I guess people would probably say that, well, you can paint this many ways, especially when there's no evidence of nothing. You can really paint it a lot of ways.
It also strikes me that, and I've covered this so many times, where one of the defenses in a criminal case when we have a trial is the defendant is a law-abiding citizen. They have not committed a crime in their 30 years, 20 years. They have never committed, but it only takes that one time, right? It only takes that one time for somebody to not only break the law, but so many times I've seen commit the worst crime of all, murder.
Yeah, absolutely. I've represented countless people with no criminal history at all, and just, wrong place, wrong time, bad day, the perfect storm of events that lead to, something along these lines or something else. And It's a hard argument. Obviously it's factored into sentencing if people don't have a criminal history, but it certainly doesn't make them immune or excusable for, committing whatever acts that they have.
What do you make of what is a really harrowing 911 phone call seemingly made by the couple's son?
Awful. I mean, I listened to that and my heart broke for that poor kid. I cannot imagine what it would be like to walk in and find that scene, and listening to it, where the 911, caller or operator asked if there was they were beyond help and whether or not there was a weapon there, and and then he kind of in comment passes, there's been some drama. I mean, who knows what that is? Maybe she wanted a divorce. Maybe, we can speculate all day long as to what was going on in their personal lives. But I mean, that call is just heartbreaking to me as an attorney, and as a parent.
No child should ever have to see that, and have to call police to report that. Do the children in cases like this, do they need legal representation?
I don't think that we're going to see any sort of criminal type investigation. I think what we may see is something done by the medical examiner's office just to close the case. So I don't foresee representation as it relates to a criminal court. I don't know what these, there may be some estate planning type issues to close the estate. But
I was wondering if they need some sort of liaison between them and police, because I'm sure, look, police will be looking into this somewhat. I mean, the idea of the circumstances surrounding this, where the gun came from, did anybody know about this, something like that. So do victims in this case, do they need a legal liaison between the family and law enforcement?
I usually advise people when they call me and ask about it that I think it's always better to have an attorney who can have those conversations. One, there's a lot of emotions, and these are really hard conversations to have. And the other thing is as you know, when the police start looking into things, they may not stop with just, the questions they're asking. There might be other stuff that comes up. People have other things going on in their lives and other histories. So I usually tell people, if the police are calling you for any reason, even as just a witness, I think you're always better to have counsel and somebody who knows the system.
Yes, yeah, that's basically the moral of that one. There's really not much to go on. At least the kids will be taken care of. They got in life insurance, good life insurance at that, so they don't have to worry about that. They got a company they can possibly take over. I don't know how that works. But dang, losing, y'all, my dog is like really huffing. You telling me talking Mormon? He like, yeah. He's over here asleep, y'all. It's like, just to walk in, like, on both parent, like, that's really scary. Most likely was just going to visit. I don't know how old they were. Maybe he was coming home. I don't know. But it's not much to go on this one, y'all. I feel like they said he was, like, in the little description to say that father murdered him in cold blood. I would say definitely he was going through some stuff. Maybe he was just, like, it could be a midlife crisis. That's actually possible because, like, during the 50s and stuff and the motorcycles, it'd be around that time when stuff happens too. Some cases, not all, y'all. But dang, who knows what could have happened. What was going on through his mind? To take somebody out like that and then kill yourself? You left the kids with nothing. You was gonna go to life. You was gonna go to jail anyway. I guess that's why he left. But dang, I'm still surprised they gave him, the family, they respected it, or they didn't respect it. They respected him and his death and gave him an obituary. They said their heart goes out to him too. Yeah, like I said, mine would not, but that's just me. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I have a lot of more stuff to talk about today, y'all. It's gonna be a day. So I will see you guys on the next video. Road to 800. Bye.